Hi, I'm Michelle. Have you watched the Buried Alive video to see if you can relate? If you haven't, you might want to before you start this video. In this video, you're going to learn a very important skill, how to discern the important tasks from the less and not important.
So how do we consistently act on the things that create extraordinary results at work and in life? It starts with understanding the return on your time and energy, represented by the time matrix. The matrix has two axes. The vertical one is importance, the horizontal one is urgency. Together, they form 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1 is for things that are both important and urgent. They are things we care about and that must be done now. This is where we find crises, emergency meetings, last-minute deadlines, pressing problems, and unforeseen events. We call this the quadrant of necessity. Time spent here is necessary, but you usually get a return that's equal to or less than the time and energy you spend. If you live here for long, you will burn out. Quadrant 3 is for things that are urgent but that are not important. These are things that come at us. They're things that we feel like we need to act on because they clamor for our attention. But when we take a closer look, they turn out to be unimportant, low-value activities. This is where we find a lot of needless interruptions, unnecessary reports, and irrelevant meetings. It contains other people's minor issues and is often filled with unimportant email, tasks, phone calls, and so forth. We call this the quadrant of distraction, and it always generates a return that is less than the time and energy you spend. If you spend a lot of time here, you're likely to feel very busy, but ultimately ineffective and unfulfilled. Quadrant 4 is for things that are neither important nor urgent. We really shouldn't be here at all, but we often get so worn out spending time in quadrants 1 and 3 that we go here as a way to escape. This is a place where we shut off our brains and don't do anything of value. Here we find trivial work, along with excessive television, gaming, internet surfing, gossip, and other time wasters. We call this the quadrant of waste. Time spent here is unnecessary and generates 0 return. If you spend a lot of time here, you're likely to feel lethargic, ineffective, and unfulfilled. Quadrant 2 is for things that are important but not urgent. These are things that really matter to your results, but that won't happen unless you act on them. It's the quadrant of extraordinary productivity because it's where you find the things that really make a difference, like proactive work, achieving high-impact goals, creative thinking, planning, prevention, relationship building, learning and renewal. These things don't come at you. You have to decide to invest your time in quadrant 2. Time spent here always generates a return far greater, often exponentially greater, than the time and energy you put into it. To achieve extraordinary productivity, you need to consistently prevent the crises that consume your time and energy in quadrant 1, minimize the time you spend on the distractions of quadrant 3, eliminate entirely the time you spend in quadrant 4, and expand the amount of time you invest in quadrant 2. Working and living in quadrant 2 means that you're focused on the things that matter, that change the game, that have a significant impact on your results. It's a mindset that helps you discern which choices to act on now, choices that will generate significant value. The choice to act on the important, rather than react to the urgent, is essential for extraordinary productivity.
So what did you think? The Franklin-Covey Task app is a powerful tool for helping you live in quadrant 2 and focus on those things that can really make you feel accomplished at the end of each day. In the rest of these videos, you'll learn more about how concepts like roles and big rocks, along with some of the unique features in Franklin-Covey Task app, sync to Google or Outlook, can help you stay in Q2.